Alright, this is Corey here with Concert Crep, and I'm with the band Myka Relocate here at Chain Reaction, and we are speaking with...
Michael, I sing for the band.
Austin, and I play guitar.
John, I also do vocals for the band.
Alright, you guys, so can you give a brief history on your band? Who wants to go with
Yeah,
that?
I'm gonna let Austin handle that.
It's kind of not brief, but as far as everyone knows it, it's been about 5 years since Michael and John have been in the band. That's kind of when everything started to kind of take shape, and we kind of figured out what we wanted to do a lot more than just playing random gigs. We kind of had more of an actual understanding of what the end goal would be with the band.
Are you in on this, man?
Yes.
I can be. Yeah.
What's your name? Say who you are.
Hey, I'm Josh. I play bass.
Alright, perfect, man.
Full band. That's the full band.
Here we go.
You got the whole band
This
here
is
now.
actually
Yeah, you got the
everybody
whole
in the
band
band.
here.
Alright, so we got something special going on here.
Yeah, this is cool.
Alright. Alright, do you guys ever find it very difficult to come on the same page? It's just you guys in the band, or we got other members?
Well,
This is the whole band now.
yeah.
As of recently, we just had our drummer quit and our bass player quit. So I moved over to bass, and we're gonna just keep it as a four-piece.
Who do you
for
guys
now.
have drumming right now?
We have a friend of ours named Nick. He's just filling in for this tour and helping us out for a while. We don't know what'll happen. You know, he might end up sticking around for longer. We just don't know. We're just trying him out. Just a buddy of ours that's definitely capable of playing all the parts.
So between the four of you guys, do you ever find it very difficult to come to agreements on anything at all when it comes to music, playing shows, picking which songs you're going to play
Right.
each night?
We butt heads a fair bit, but at the same time, like, I do feel like more often than not, the choices are what we should do is normally pretty obvious
Right.
between.
We
the
all
most
have
of
an
us.
opinion, but then we all agree on the voice of reason.
Right. Yeah.
So
more often than not.
it's definitely a discussion. It's not just like a hey, no, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're going to talk about your latest video for Nerve. I noticed you guys are getting pretty crazy in that video, choking each other out and stuff. Like, do you guys ever do that while on tour?
No, thank God.
Take out your frustrations on each other?
I choke Michael.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe if you wanted to.
Wink.
I think so, there might be what's the political correct term? Erotic asphyxiation.
That type of choking. Oh, man.
God.
Self-induced.
Whose idea was it for you guys to like do that? Not just that specifically, but beat up on the furniture and all that good stuff there.
Well, that was actually kind of like a. I had written an initial treatment, and then the gentleman who directed and did it just about everything, did a wonderful job, Jeremy Brookover. He kind of took my idea and ran with it, so he definitely added a lot more. I just kind of had a very general idea, and he kind of added a lot more specific things. You know what I mean? Kind of brought it to life. You know.
How fun was that? Who was the one like beating up on the furniture?
Well, they both. John and Michael.
How
both.
fun was that?
It was a good day.
It was a blast.
It was a very good day. It was a very long day.
Yeah, it's like a 14-hour shoot.
12 hours.
12
12
hours.
to 14 hours.
How do you prep for something like that?
You
Start off slow. You start off little at all.
Well, yeah, actually, it was that whole shoot was kind of easing into it. Like we started off with just like simple. Everybody took turns taking like just a general performance shot, just us playing the song, playing with whatever instrument we're for each person, and then it kind of slowly got into the concept stuff. Started off with just them kind of hitting the wall with a bat or just throwing something, and ended with Michael and John in a water tank in like 30-something degree weather.
It was really cold, man. It
Goodness.
sucks.
So it kind of it started off slow, but it definitely snowballed as it went along and got a little crazy towards the end.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was real cold. I had a lot of snot rolling down my face.
That's for
I don't know if y'all saw that. I was like sitting there like, just like I was like, okay, you gotta get out.
Did you get sick at all after that?
No, I did. I mean, honestly, like afterwards, like I think we both kind of had like, we were both kind of feeling off. I think, just kind of chilly.
Yeah, I couldn't.
It's like
I couldn't get warm. Like even on
Yeah.
the drive home, I was like with the heater full blast in the car. I was still just freezing internally.
What do you guys think of this weather right now? You guys came at like the worst timing.
It's
I like
it's colder than I expected, but I'm not opposed.
Well, I'm glad that it's cool, but it sucks the humidity. I hate just like feeling like there's wetness hanging in the air. It's not fun.
Witness hangs everywhere.
But
Huh?
It's not good for the internal wounds.
It's not good for my internal source.
Is there any
source.
is there any other ways you guys like relieve stress other than beating each other up in videos and beating up furniture and whatnot? You guys chokehold on like bubble wrap or anything? Anything like that?
Stress relief.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I kind of just like hold it in and it just falls out. it's not a good thing, but it happens.
I think we're all pretty low stress guys, and I don't
Yeah.
think we have a very easy time unwinding and just hanging out, watching TV or whatever we do. I don't know. It's nothing too exciting, I don't think. Our non-stressful stuff is just kind of normal.
I'm probably like the most high-strung one in the band.
Yeah.
Now that Luke's gone, I took that award.
Without a doubt.
You like that? You like having that?
I don't know.
It's not within his control. It's just
It's involuntary.
he's just worried.
It's not good for my internal sores.
It's good that we have one person who's like that, because none of us. If we didn't have one person leveling us out, we'd all just be a little too
carefree.
comfortable. Yeah.
Who levels us out?
John, for the most part, as far as
Yeah.
like being worried about shit.
Oh yeah.
That's a good thing, right? Something.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing.
Gotta have a dad.
There you go.
Well,
We don't really have that.
I'm the dad in some aspects.
Yeah,
We're all a dad. Well, me and John are dads.
We're
You guys
four-
are moms.
4 piece. I'm just here.
I'm just here.
I'm like that kid that walks in the front door and no one knows who he is.
Anyway, next question.
Just taking up space, right? All right. So, the Young Souls. You guys released it late last year. What's been the reception since that has been released?
It's been good.
It's been good, yeah.
It's
It's
been
been
really
yeah. I think everybody kind of agrees, like kind of feels the way we feel. It's been a very positive motion forward from the first record. First record, we're all still very proud of, but at the same time, we do feel like, you know, I think I speak for everybody if we could say that if we didn't have to play the last record, we could just play all the new record and everybody would already be familiar with it, that'd probably be pretty cool, because we have a lot more fun playing the newer songs, and you know, we enjoy it a lot more. But that being said, you know, take it with a grain of salt, because we still do like the old stuff, and a lot of kids are still stuck on the first record and slowly moving to the second. So you kind of got to still play the old songs just to kind of ease them into the new stuff, I guess.
Do you feel like most people are more connected with the latest album?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think.
yeah, honestly.
I think
so.
lyrically we wrote stuff that kids can connect to more. Kids,
Yeah.
guys, girls, men, moms, dads,
Everybody.
It's
Don't
life.
limit it.
They're pretty much life experiences that we've all had. That I think everybody goes through some sort of path that's similar.
Yep.
Maybe not in the same order, but
Yeah. So it's an emotional record for sure, and people can, you know, take those experiences and put it into their own lives, or you know.
How do you guys
Their own
feel like
experiences.
playing things like that to people? Just things that came from your heart, things that came from deep down.
It feels awesome. It feels better than, you know, because so I know we've all been in other bands prior to this, and whenever we were younger, and you don't write as passionate. I mean, I'm sure you're passionate about your music, regardless of what size band, what band you are. You know, if you love playing music, you love playing music. But I do feel like you kind of actually narrow your focus as you grow older and as you write more records. And I feel like whenever we were all younger, I'm sure we all had a band where we were just writing lyrics to write lyrics to finish a song. You know what I mean? And now as we've kind of grown, we've narrowed our focus and kind of honed in on what we're writing about and really make it meaningful instead of just, you know, just writing to finish a song.
And it's not just music; it's just doing anything in life, right?
Yeah, in general, yeah.
I mean, this is what I do.
Walk
Yeah.
with a purpose type thing.
Exactly the purpose thing. I think everyone needs to have something in their life that they can express themselves through, and it's like the lyrics were talking about emotional experiences or whatever life experiences that someone might be able to take away some sort of benefit from, right? But in all honesty, it's kind of like selfish. Like in my eyes, I do it for me, and when I'm not on tour for a long time, you know, I feel wound up, and then I come on the road and I start talking about, whether I'm thinking about it or not, those actual experiences get expressed on stage, and then it actually mellows me out. So
You feel like that connects you a lot more with the
yeah,
crowd too?
yeah,
Or-
exactly. Or anyone that has, it doesn't have to be music. Anyone that has any sort of like passion that they follow through, like they need that expressionism to feel normal. I feel like, you know what I mean?
Being a young band, do you guys feel like you're doing things really right? Like being in this industry, you're being
That's a
guided.
good question.
You're being guided.
Really good question.
Yeah. Well,
No.
I feel like we have a lot more understanding of where we're at, and, you know, kind of have a better,
Head on our shoulders.
yeah.
we've
And
definitely had some life checks and some like humbling experiences. I think we've figured out a lot of the things you shouldn't do
right.
Oh yeah.
through trial and error. Like I don't think we've ever had somebody being like, hey, don't do this, don't do that. We've kind of just
Right.
had to go through it on our own and figure it out on our own.
Right. And it's like you have people giving you advice on what you should do, but the thing is there's no right or wrong way to be successful in making music. You know what I mean? Like, so many people have reached success through a million different paths and their own ways of doing things, and it's different for every single band. It doesn't even matter if you're in the same genre. Something could separate, you from a band that sounds exactly like your band, but you could have two insanely different paths based off of who you're working with and how you're being presented.
Like, what I can add to that, I almost don't even want to call it an industry anymore, because an industry gives it a sense of organization, and it's not. This whole thing is a process, and everyone's process is different. If you're behind the scenes and you're a manager or an A&R, then you're in the industry. But as an artist, there's no industry here. Like, it's way more chaotic than it seems on the outside.
Do you guys feel like you are going in that right direction now? Or not saying that you weren't, but like, you're learning a lot more.
Musically, we definitely are 100%. But as far as just what we're trying to do with the band and like our end goals and what we feel,
You guys got a light?
No, man.
No, sorry.
You got a light?
There's always that one dude.
Yeah.
Who's just oblivious to the fact that there's an interview going on and comes and asks a shitty question. Always one.
I love it.
Anyway.
It's a good example of how shit can just go wrong in this industry.
There's because you're doing something, there's one dude that walks by is not paying attention, oblivious to everything else.
I think there's just a lot of uncertainty in the future, but as far as internal goes, internally within the band, I think we've got our eyes on a target, and we've got our aim straight. We just got to make sure that externally things are fucking going the way they need to be going.
I think, speaking on uncertainty and just experiences that we've had, I don't know, I'm sure it's different for everybody, but I don't take anything 100% until it's already done and over with.
You can't.
Like, if you could tell me this is going to happen, and I won't believe it until a week after it's over.
I won't.
Word of mouth is bullshit.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Then, it's bullshit.
That's how I'm feeling about June. Like, I want those plane tickets in my hand.
Yeah. Well, it's how I feel about, like you're saying, like uncertainty and stuff like that. I feel like regardless of what happens with our band, regardless of how successful we are, we're always going to feel uncertain. You know what I mean? Because even now, 2 records into being a band that was on a label and did 2 records and has been touring fairly extensively, I still don't feel like we have like secured our spot in this industry, in this touring world. And even I feel like we still just tour in a van and trailer, but I feel like even if we get to a point where we're touring in a bus, I'm still gonna feel uncertain. Because a lot of bands, that shit can be gone in a week.
We've seen it happen to people.
Yeah,
I don't think
bands breaking up every day.
Yeah, it happens all the time, and longevity of bands is so hard to solidify your longevity as a band.
Also, the successfulness of your band and how long your longevity doesn't necessarily have to do with like the stuff you're doing. You could have internal problems that will break your band up in the middle of one of the best tours of your life.
Right.
So everything is a factor.
That's one thing I do feel. If you're talking about like the integrity of our band. As far as us functioning as individuals together and as a group, definitely I feel like these 4 of us, that's why we've been kind of hesitant as far as like, we don't want anybody new, at least not at this point, until we're 100% certain, because we know that we can pull off what we need to the best we can right now, and we all have, the 4 of us are like, exactly where we want to be as far as eye on the prize, as far as all have the same motivation, all equally will work just as hard. You know what I mean? And it's been a while since we felt that way. That's why we're kind of like, it does suck, losing members and losing friends and not having them around and able to tour with you. But at the same time, we are a lot more comfortable and a lot more confident in the fact that the 4 of us that are here are the most focused. You know what I mean, and have the least distractions as to what the end goal is.
And you guys like somewhat became stronger from losing somebody, right? You kind of have to pick up that slack, but you still became stronger.
I think in a sense for sure. I think that like once all that kind of went down, we all just kind of, I don't know, I saw a change almost immediately.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it was just like one of those things like everybody just seemed more like on it.
Yeah,
like,
kind of lit a fire under our asses.
It was like, like, I mean, as little as like we have a group text going on, everybody was like, just like we're talking about like what we're doing next. Everybody's stoked. Everybody's like contributing.
Because right after all that happened, the 4 of us were in a group chat together and started texting one each other and like, so we're all still good, right? We're all just kind of making sure everybody was like on the same page and everybody it was like a unanimous response,
So that's that.
Anyway.
what would you guys tell a band who's just trying to get their foot in the door? Someone who's young. I know you guys are still pretty young too, but you have a little bit of experience. But
well, if you're like between 16 and 20, don't get overly anxious. Don't rush the craft. Don't worry about getting fucking signed right off the bat. Don't worry about any of that. Worry about perfecting your band. Don't even worry about touring until you've done that. It's all about getting your. It's all about getting your what do they say? Your little your ducks in a row.
Yeah.
Is getting everything in order before, because, and we did that. I mean, I don't think it's very rare that a band does it right. You know what I mean? Or like at least that version of what's right, as far as being 100% prepared before you throw yourself into something. Because every young band sees bands touring the country, and they're like, I want to fucking do that. That's what I want. That's what I want. And that's the one thing one word that cannot be emphasized enough is patience. Be patient and not rush into things, because that's the one thing that's gonna hurt. That could hurt your longevity. The longer you plan, the longer you perfect your craft and perfect your band and your performance, every aspect of it. The longer you take to do that and prepare that, the more longevity you'll have, because you took that time out to really make a super strong foundation. You know,
you also need to find what defines you as a band. Like, what makes your band different than other bands?
Right.
So a lot of people that just break out and records start touring when they really don't even know who, honestly, they are yet.
Right. Well, and I feel like that's kind of like I was saying. Like we definitely, like, everything that we're saying now is 100% hindsight, because we did not do it that way. You know what I mean? Like we were writing music. We switched members, and we found Michael and John, and then not too long after then we got signed, and we started. We went in and did a record, and then it was just kind of like, it wasn't a bad way to do it, but at the same time we could have taken more time to narrow the focus and hone in on exactly like what John was saying, what could make us really different. So over time we're building ourselves now to be different, but I feel like something that could help younger bands be much more successful is if they figure that out before they start, pushing to tour and pushing to, because the first impressions is a huge thing, and you can't take that back. So once you've shown your band to a bunch of people, it's kind of hard if you
they make their mind up within 10 seconds.
Right.
And it's hard to break that mold after that.
Right. You kind of have to, and even as people, you know what I mean? Like, even as a person, and how you conduct yourself in like a business setting with, if you're talking to an A&R, or you're talking to a label dude, or whoever you might be talking to, you know what I mean? Like, that first impression is a huge deal too. And even if you don't know what you're talking about on the business side, you can at least know that you're 100% confident in your band, as far as your performance, as far as your concept, everything you want your band to be. If you already have all your ducks in a row, and you talk to an A&R or a label dude, they're probably going to be blown away that you're that ready. You know what I mean? Because it's rare that bands are that ready. So that's already, you're going to have a foot up, or what do they say, a leg up on the competition, Do
you guys feel like doing these interviews, like hearing these things from your other band members, like makes you more connected with them, or just you really like what they say because it's so true?
Well, yeah, I think a bit of both, because we all definitely kind of like, it kind of solidifies, because we obviously got really serious in this conversation really quick, you know what I mean? And I think it just kind of, it's easy to talk like that with these guys, because I feel like we're all very much in the same channel, you know what I mean? So I definitely, it does bring us a lot closer.
These conversations happen every day, too.
Yeah. We do have it doesn't have to be an interview for us to talk on this level. It's very often that we do talk on this level, especially now with, like you were saying, going through member changes and shit like that. That's, you have to have talks like that, and you have to have them frequently to make sure every part of your machine is well oiled and ready and thinking the same, you know what I mean? Moving as a group.
No, I could just, listening to you guys like talk just for this brief amount of time that we've been together, I could tell you guys are so freaking close together.
Oh yeah, we're definitely like, I know everybody says, oh, it's our family, but like, no, we are like a family. I'm closer to these guys than I am anybody else I know. I've slept in beds with these dudes for more than 200 days out of a year. So it's like, you really get to know each other. And if you don't like each other, then you're not doing the right fucking thing.
Right. Because that's one thing that we find. I feel like our experience of touring, and this is no band in particular, this is just in general, I feel like we've been kind of fortunate to have the group that we do because we see, you know, if you're on any tour at any given time, you're going to find some band that has some kind of internal conflict, some band that one or two of the dudes don't get along, or, you know, they have an issue with one of the guys' attitudes or whatever it may be. And we've been lucky enough to where we all kind of level each other out. And, you know, sometimes we'll be a little sporadic, and sometimes we might say some rash shit, and then kind of, you know, but I think we're all become very good at apologizing to each other, and very good at, you know, keeping our eye, you know, looking at the big picture and not getting caught up on small shit.
We get in fights all the time. Not like fights. Like me and Austin argue on a daily basis
Every
because
fucking day.
because me and him are so stubborn, and we know we're both fucking right. So
And that's all there is to it.
I learned something recently that you guys should tell each other, that working with 12 women has taught you, is that there's a phrase that has a blank space that you fill in for the situation that requires an argument. And you go, when you do this, blank, you make me feel like this, blank. And the story in my head that I make up when you say this is blank.
It's like marriage counseling.
Yeah, so from now on, I'm going to write that out, print it out, and put it on the side of the door. So when that situation's happening.
Talk about our feelings.
Like Mad Libs, kind of.
man, we would get real close.
Well, I mean, I think that's kind of already, I don't know, I think the obvious feelings are already implied pretty hard.
All right, let's jump to the question about this tour. You guys have only been, I think, 3 days on this tour, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Three shows so far. This is the third night.
Yep.
What are you guys hoping to gain out of this tour?
Well, one thing I think is just kind of, well, we're playing a lot of new songs that this is the first time we ever played them, so it's kind of like, definitely want to have the new record that we're definitely pushing a lot more solidified live, you know what I mean, which we practice it, but, you know, practicing is nothing like playing the actual show, you know what I mean. So I think just kind of, you know, we did take a bit of time off, a little more than we liked, so hopefully this will just get us kind of back on our feet as far as like being even more prepared than, you know, we could in the past. And this is our second tour with this type of lineup. We did the Word Alive's headliner, I forgot when it was, but
December of 2014.
yeah. We did that one with just Josh on bass and me on guitar, because the bass player at that time, he was getting married, and he had all kind of wedding stuff planned, and this was like a super last minute tour for us.
Yeah, we found
so
out like 10 days before we were going
yeah,
out,
before
and we were
actually,
already on the road.
Yeah, we were ending a tour when we found out, and we actually left that tour like a week early to start the other one. But yeah, so he had to sit that one out, and it was no hard feelings. Like, it was, you know, obviously you're getting married, do your thing. You need to take care of that. I mean, so we were all there for the wedding, but we had to do the tour without him. So it worked out to do that. So this is our second time doing it, but we went back and did a tour as the normal lineup. So now we're switching back again. So it's like, now that we're switching back, we feel happy about it, and we want to stick this way. So I feel like this will really kind of put the nail in the coffin as us being comfortable with this type of lineup, and definitely a lot of me and Josh being comfortable being the only stringed instruments, you know what I mean? Being like one guitar, one bass, you know, so that precision has to be there a lot more, because, you know, if you have two guitar players, I'm not saying that means, you know, you can just play the whatever, but at the same time, if you have two guitar players, there's a larger margin of error, you know what I mean? If one of them messes up, but the other one's, you know, odds are the other one is probably going to still be playing and be okay, and it'll be much less noticeable in the mix than if there's only one guitar, only one bass. If one of us cuts out, everybody's going to notice, you know? So it's definitely kind of realizing that responsibility, that new responsibility that we have to definitely be solidified on.
Anything else you guys want to say about that tour?
This tour, like what we're wanting to gain.
Yep. Just anything.
I mean, probably just a recap of what you said. Just try to regain some buzz. Keep promoting this album. We've only done one tour on it so far.
Yeah, and we are trying to release a lot of content from this tour.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of photo, a lot of video. Just trying to kind of get our buzz and our momentum back.
Yeah, because we kind of had a few months where we weren't really doing much movement, and it was...
Yeah, we had a long process with the album and getting the album out. It just took forever, way longer than we expected, and I think, I don't know, I mean, maybe it's just in our eyes, I think it kind of slowed us down a little.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what kind of reactions we get from the kids on this tour.
what does the rest of 2016 hold for you guys?
Japan in June.
Japan in June.
the next
That's all
thing.
we know.
Yeah, that's all we. That's
Literally.
so, which things can always change drastically, which we're hoping for. You know, hopefully we'll have a lot more on our plate than we do right now. But I mean, I think we're all really stoked that the only thing we do have is playing Japan. You know, that's a really huge step for us because so far the only international shows we've played have been Canada, which. You know, it's definitely a different, obviously not in the U.S., but at the same time, you can drive there. You know what I mean? It's not as, you don't feel as, in Canada's, you know, the way they live there is not very detached from how we live here. You know what I mean? It is different, but at the same time, Japan's going to be way different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's going to be a complete culture shock for us. So I think
And
I'm
also, we get to see what kind of reaction we get from our music from like 5,000 miles away.
Right. We're definitely curious to see it because we always have there's always on every tour we do there's a fair couple of shows where we have some Japanese kids that fly out
Like
and
yesterday.
come to see us and literally yesterday
Kit
in
Kat
LA.
bars.
They brought us Kit Kat
With our
bars and
faces on
sake.
it. It's
Yeah.
so
That's
tight.
awesome.
And,
Thank you, Saki.
Was it the green tea ones?
No,
No.
it wasn't.
No.
The girl's
Okay.
name was Saki too.
Kit
So.
Kit Kat bars are
Shout
like
out
really
to
big
Saki.
over there.
Huh?
Kit Kat bars are like really big over there.
Yeah.
So we're you know, we always talk to them and we're like, man, you guys are coming all the way to the U.S. to see us. So like, do a lot of people know who we are out there? Because we kind of have no idea. You know what I mean? Like we know our record's released there, but outside of that, we're very curious to
Actually,
see.
what's today?
It might not even be out yet. It might be out like
March
within the next
March 16th. It comes
Yeah.
out in Japan.
So it's
Yeah.
close. It's close.
With Triple Vision Records.
Yeah.
So that'll be sweet.
Is that tomorrow?
No, today's the 11th, so we got
5 days.
5
Oh,
days.
5 days. Okay. All right, is there anything else you guys want to say to your fans, to anybody at all? We could get into a bonus round if you guys want after that.
I'm full of bonus round.
Bonus round.
I like bonus round.
Before we get to that, anything else you guys want to say to
want
your
to say to the
fans?
fans,
record, anything?
anybody that's been behind us, thank you. Anybody that's bought our album, thank you. Anybody that's worn one of our shirts, thank you. I mean, ultimately, like, we can do this all day and sit at home and play music with each other, but the real reason we can come out on the road is because kids come out to see us and pay to see us. So it's definitely not wasted effort on their part.
Right.
Anything else you guys want to say?
Basically, what he just said. Yeah. Thank you.
That was a good way to wrap it up. I can't top it.
I cannot top
Can't beat it.
All right, so bonus round has
round.
nothing to do with music.
This is so
Sick.
exciting.
This is
All right,
our
so
music.
you guys want to just go around? I got 8
Yeah.
questions. They're just really quick. You got to just
Okay.
say the first thing that you think of. Okay. So we'll go to you first. M&Ms. What are your favorites?
Pink.
Wait, are you talking about the colors? You're
Yeah.
talking about the kinds of
I thought
M&Ms.
I was
Oh,
talking
kinds
about
of
the
M&M or
filling,
colors?
but you can
Filling?
say pink.
No,
Pizza?
filling of peanut all the way, or pretzel. Peanut or pretzel?
Pretzel.
I like crunchy. That's the wafer kind, right?
Yep.
That's not your question.
That's my question.
Oh, I thought we were going around. It's okay. Cool.
No,
No, yours is different.
All right.
Yours is different.
You
so
got Oreos.
I got.
What are your favorite Oreos?
Oh man.
You don't even like
I don't
Oreos.
even eat Oreos.
One Oreo for the rest of your life. What is it going to be?
Well, double stuffed or nothing. You know what I mean?
Gross.
Yeah. There you go.
Batman or Superman?
Batman.
Definitely.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
We got for you Iron Man or Captain America?
Oh man, probably Iron Man. That shit's pretty badass.
Iron Man?
Yeah.
I think Iron Man.
Civil War's about coming out not
Yeah.
too long.
Yeah, I think Iron Man should win. He's got all that gear, you know?
Yeah.
All right, back to food for you. What's your favorite ice cream?
Cookies and cream or mint chocolate chip.
Solid
There
choice.
we go, man.
Solid.
Those are my
I
favorite.
like how I
type
got the food questions.
Gosh.
coincidentally.
Fosh
Fosh
Jude.
Jude. It's your boy Fosh Jude.
For you, man, what was your favorite toy as a kid?
Thomas the Tank Engine.
Dude, fuck yes. I
Bonding.
had a whole train set.
Bonding. Me too.
That's why me and Michael are so lovable.
Yeah, whatever.
What was the job you hated most working?
Oh shit. I've only had 2 jobs that like I really hated, and they were, well, one of them was long and the other one was kind of brief. I worked at a Logan's Roadhouse for a while, waiting tables and bartending, and I liked the people that I worked with, except for 1 or 2 of the managers kind of sucked. And then I also had a job where I was cleaning, like kind of doing upkeep on these tennis courts at a country club. And the only reason I hated that job is because I had to get there at 5. So I had to wake up at fucking 4 in the morning and go at 5 o'clock and sit on a golf cart and like sweep the Rubico. Like, I don't know if you ever seen the green sandy shit, like on a tennis court, that type of tennis court. I have to sweep that every
Oh,
morning
it
at like
sucks.
5 in the morning. So if it would have been like during like a normal time of day, it probably wouldn't be that bad. But people start playing tennis at fucking 6, the country club. Yeah, rich white people.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
So yeah, that sucked.
All right, last question, man. This is the good one.
Yeah.
Okay, you got the best one. If you were a wrestler, what would your wrestling name be, and what would your finisher be called?
Fuck yeah.
What's that guy's name?
To the boiling point.
Macho
Macho Man.
Macho Man.
Macho Man.
Mucho Man.
Macho Nacho Man.
And what was the second part?
What would your finisher be called?
My finisher? I would just breathe on the person in their ear.
And it would knock him down. You just,
Yeah.
You're just scaring them. They're just
Yep.
on the ground. You're just
just melt over in their ear.
and they would just be like,
It's like hot air on my ear and neck.
gross them out into submission.
Shit.
All right, is there anything else you guys want to say about your fans, about your tour, about your album, anything at all?
Still love the fans.
Fuck Trump. We got beef. We got beef.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Just keep an eye out for Myka Relocate this year, man. Like we're gonna be focusing on making some changes and hopefully putting as much content out as we possibly can.
And that is it. That is Myka Relocate. Make sure you guys follow them. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anything else they have. Links will be at the bottom of the page. This has been Corey with Concert Crap. Thank you guys very much. See you guys next time.